Is keeping an owl exactly the same as keeping a parrot? Find out in this video. Hello passion fruits and welcome to another video. Robert and I went to the black market in Belgium last weekend and we met people with parrots there. They kept parrots as pets, and actually you may not know this about me, but I did not know anything about keeping a parrot in the past. And we talked to these people and asked them a lot of questions when we met them, and I learned quite a few things. And I wanted to make a video about it because it really shows that, you know, you might think because you have a lot of experience with a certain animal species, you might think that you will be totally able to keep another animal species that looks, you know, familiar or kind of like the same as the animal species that you already have a lot of experience with. But it shows like my experience shows that that is not always the case. So I just want to say that you should be really careful. Like, it's not because you have a lot of, oh boy, no, this is so dramatic. Ew, 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 ew. Okay, let's just temporarily wipe that off with these wipes. Oh God, Loki, why do you always poop when we record? Why? And she is off, so I guess we will continue the video without her. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is really disgusting, by the way. Oh, and it's kind of in the crease of the chair. Okay. This is to disinfect stuff. Oh boy. She's breaking down the house, breaking apart the house. Okay, where was I? So yeah, we met these people and I asked them a few questions, and I'm so glad I did because I learned a few things. So, no. Keeping an owl is totally not the same as keeping a parrot. It's actually completely different. Sorry, just keeping an eye on Lucky. So first of all, apparently these people did not imprint their parrots, and yet they were very tame. So I still believe that it would be better to imprint any animal you want to keep as a pet, whether it's an elephant, a parrot, or an owl. But, you know, apparently parrots can be really tame even though you didn't intentionally imprint them. There's too much lighting, I feel, to see Lucky clearly, but okay. She's gonna fly off again. Come on, don't do it. Just stay in the video for a minute, will you? Yeah, you like that, don't you? Okay, so they did not imprint their parrots, and they were really tame anyway. But what was even more interesting is that, you know, the body language is completely different. So for example, apparently when parrots spread their tail feathers, and their tail feather becomes their tail becomes really wide, it means that they are angry and you should just stay away because they will attack you. I did not know that. Owls don't do this with their tail. Also, parrots can pin their eyes, and actually one of you guys has asked me this in the comments, but I'm also gonna make a separate video about it. But apparently parrots pin their eyes sometimes, and this means that they are excited. So the pupils get smaller or wider, and if they get small, it means that they are excited, and it can be good excited or bad excited. So they can be irritated or angry, but they can also be excited in a good way. And owls don't do this. At least I haven't seen it in Lucky. Besides, in a barn owl, it's kind of hard to see the pupils. They do have pupils, but they don't pin them like parrots do. So there are major differences in treating a parrot versus an owl. You know, it's completely different. Also, parrots need more mental stimulation than owls do. Owls do need mental stimulation, but they need it in a different way. They don't need toys like parrots do, because they will just destroy any toy you give them. They will see it as prey. But they do need mental stimulation in the form of walks. They really like to go on walks. You have to fly them every day, even if it's just for 15 minutes. The flying sessions don't take a lot of time because owls do not have crops. So everything you give them just falls directly into their stomach, so they get full really fast. And it's the food that motivates them to fly towards you and back to the perch. So they will only fly about 10 times if they are well trained. And that only takes about 15 minutes, you know, so, or even less. So even if it doesn't take a lot of your time, you still need to do it every day. They need their physical exercise, and it creates a really good bond between the two of you. It's mental stimulation. So, you know, you have that, you have the training, the flying for food, you have walks. You know, if you have imprinted your owl on you, you will also cuddle with your owl. And there are a lot of people who get a panic attack when I say you're gonna cuddle with your owl, because they're like, oh no, you will ruin their feathers, because I cannot speak English today, because there is an oily layer on their feathers and you will rub it off. Yes, that's true. If you pet your owl on its back for hours on end, but if you do that like a few times a day, like, it's okay. Besides, owls have a gland near their anus from which they can pick the oil and reapply it on their feathers. And you're not gonna always stroke it on its back. That's actually indeed not that good. You can, you know, just stroke it on the chest slightly, just really gently, or you can, you know, take its head like I did in the beginning of this video and just, you know, kiss it and stuff. So don't get a panic attack, it's a-okay. And you wouldn't be able to leave the house for 2 days and just leave your parrot without calling anyone up to care for it. But you can do this with an owl. Like, your owl can go a day or two without food if it's well fed, at least. Like if it's at its flying weight, which is a very lightweight, then I would not recommend this. But if it's at its full weight, then it can go like even 3 days without food. And an owl will not get depressed if you leave it home alone for 2 days, for example, but a parrot might. Parrots are really high maintenance, so yeah, that's another difference. And I don't know if parrots need to drink water. I did not ask that question, but if you have a parrot and it has to drink water, then just know that owls don't have to drink water. They get all of the moisture they need from their prey. They metabolize the fat actually from their prey in a certain way. I have made a video about this and I will link it in the description box down below if you're interested in that. I made a whole separate video about it. So that's another difference. If parrots drink water, because I actually don't know. I think they do. I think they do. Yeah. Another thing that owls and parrots do have in common is that they are very sensitive to a certain disease that actually is always in the air, but they can catch it even more easily if they come in contact with hay, for example. The disease is called, or the bacteria and the disease is called aspergillosis. And it's really bad. If your owl or parrot catches this, then the bacteria will eat your bird up from the inside. And then your pet needs antibiotics, but it's a really catchy disease. It's a really sneaky disease. I don't know about parrots, but owls, they don't get noisy or anything. If they get sick, you won't be able to notice that your owl is sick. You have to pay really close attention to even notice that your owl is sick. And that is why you have to weigh your owl every single day. Because an indication that it might be sick is if it keeps dropping weight, if it keeps losing weight every day, even though you're feeding it well and it's eating, then it's an indication that it might be sick. And even if it doesn't look sick, then you should take it to a vet immediately, because once owls do get sick, it's really hard to cure them. They usually just die. But if you catch it in time, then your owl does have a chance. But this disease called aspergillosis is really aggressive. So if you wait too long, your owl will die, and it will not be a pleasant death. Your owl will suffer until the end, and it's really sad. And apparently all birds with a crooked beak, or how do you say this, the beak which is shaved, like the beak of a parrot and an owl, can catch this disease. And it's actually always in the air, but if your owl has a good immune system, it won't catch this that easily. So when will your owl or parrot get this? When they have a weak immune system, or if you give them hay, because the bacteria is present in hay. My boyfriend just came in and Lucky reacted to him because she always wants food. She has just eaten and she's screeching for food again. Are you okay?
Ja.
Oké. Ik ga toch bijna stoppen zo, met dingen. Ik heb eigenlijk veel opgenomen. Ik heb ook nog een uilenvideo opgenomen, dus dat is goed. Where was I? Yeah, aspergillosis. So that is a thing parrots and owls do have in common. Also, what I did already know was that parrots can be really jealous of your partner, for example. And owls can also have a hard time I cannot talk today. I'm sick actually. I have chronic sinusitis and I'm really tired, but I decided to record some videos anyway because I'm really busy, and I know I'll just feel better if I just record a few videos this evening, and then tomorrow I can just do other stuff that's also really important, and I don't have to worry about getting behind on my videos, so yay. Okay, I was saying another thing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, owls can also have a hard time accepting new people into your home. So if they haven't known a person from when they were little, it can take them a few months to come to accept the new person. Like, for example, my boyfriend, Lucky didn't like Robert in the beginning. And this is not because of him. She doesn't like Phoebe either. But the reason she has come to accept Robert is because, you know, after a few months, she was like, oh, he's here every day. And he also gave her food occasionally. So that's how she came to accept him. But Phoebe, that's my plus daughter, by the way. Phoebe is only here one weekend every 2 weeks. And that's not frequently enough for Lucky to come to accept her. But, you know, I think the difference between owls and parrots is that parrots, I think, will stay jealous. I think it will kind of stay problematic. And I think owls can come to accept a new partner more easily than parrots, because I have heard horror stories about parrots and new partners. What they do have in common is that if they don't like a person, they will get aggressive. Like, until Lucky accepted Robert, she would try to attack him if he came too close. Lucky will still try to attack Phoebe if she comes too close. So yeah, that they have in common. And another thing, you know, it can depend from country to country, but here in Belgium, it's not legal to clip your owl's wings. And I think that's a really good thing. But, you know, parrots are still clipped. So that's another difference. And for now, I'm gonna keep it at that, I think. I did not want to torture the people with the parrots at the black market, so I did not ask a zillion questions. But if I forgot to mention anything, I will just make a new video about it. So I will end the video here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to check out my Owl and Unicorn store, where I sell all kinds of sweaters, t-shirts, necklaces. I have designed new stuff, so go check it out. The link will be in the description box down below. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!